It's 2 Secret Lair reviews in 1 week. We've got 30th Anniversary Countdown Kit and Extra Life 2022 coming at you hot.
If there's not a new Magic product, there's a new Secret Lair, and if you have just bought the latest Magic the Gathering product, then you have probably missed the newest Magic the Gathering product, and it might be a Secret Lair. Highest level of gratitude to our patrons who power the channel through Patreon. Check out the Patreon link in the description to learn about monthly giveaways, VIP Discord access, and even our official playmat. Hello and welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Norman Bates.
I'm your father. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel are Magic. We are reviewing the 30th Anniversary Countdown Kit. We're going to review it non-spoiler, and then we're going to review it spoiler, so you have the option. Check the timestamps. It's all down there. Then we're going to talk about the Extra Life 2022 Secret Lair very quickly. But if you would, consider as you're watching the video, if you like it, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. It really helps us out.
Yeah, man, this is pretty crazy. Pretty big Secret Lair today.
Let's talk about the Secret Lairs. 30th Anniversary Countdown Kit. Jake, they've shown off a few cards from this, and some people I know, specific people in our Discord, have said they want it to stay a secret for them. So, as a non-spoiler review, we will just tell you, this layer has 30 cards in it. Chrome Mox we know is in it, confirmed that's an $80 card. There's about $257 worth of value total in this set, and they're selling it for $150. So without getting into any of the cards that they haven't already shown us, Jake, the value is absolutely there, and they're, I think, trying to position this one as a must-buy for Magic players and collectors.
Yeah, this is definitely the kind of product, after going through without revealing any of the other cards that haven't been spoiled, because we are about to spoil all of those, cards, so make sure to stick around. Yeah, this is the kind of product that for me is an easy buy, just because it's straight up value. But if you're the kind of player who doesn't have many of these cards, then it's an even easier buy, in my opinion. We have throwback art from a lot of Secret Lairs that we've seen across the past, some that didn't even come out in 2022, some from 2021. We have throwback art of some really fun stuff and some cards that are very powerful. So yeah, pretty fun product here.
So, Jake, would you say that this is one you'll be purchasing?
Yeah, this is one that I'm going to be purchasing day one. So I'm going to be there the first day. Make sure to have the money in my account. Make sure I'm going to have my stuff preloaded, ready to go. Or I don't know if Wizards of the Coast does that where you could preload credit card info, but I am going to have the card ready to go. They did mention this will be limited quantities. I don't know what that means. It's like it could sell out. I don't know how it's going to work. But for me, I'm just going to make sure that I'm there ready to go. This is the first time that we've got like a really heavy hitting EDH card here, especially in Chrome Mox. So that's a big card. I'm also looking at, without revealing anything, some $17 card. We got a $27 card. We've got a $15 card. We have some a lot of stuff that's kind of like middle ground between like 50 cents and $1. And then we have a lot of just like, middling, $5 to $10 cards in here. A lot of relevant stuff, which is what we look for as players.
Yeah, I would say this is one that I'll be picking up as well. I wasn't super high on it out of the gate. After reviewing the full list, I was like, yeah, I'm actually kind of interested in this one. So if you want to skip the spoiler portion of this, go to this timestamp right now. This timestamp is going to skip to the Extra Life 2022 version review there. If you want to hear our thoughts and some of the prices of these specific cards, you're about to see them. Because as you can see, we're starting back in 1993. So here we go with the spoiler section, Jake. Just going through these quickly. 1993 Shivan Dragon. Very cool version. Reminds me of the chromatic dragons from one of the very first Secret Lairs ever dropped. Not a ton of value here. This card has been reprinted into the absolute dirt, but cool card.
So that would be Kaleidoscope Killers, I guess, kind of like a throwback to that one super early on. Yeah, iconic card. And then Mishra's Factory. This is a card that's been reprinted a lot. We have that art that kind of reminds us of the Fibblethip layer. If we remember that, or this might even be the pixelated. Layer is what this kind of looks like as well.
Yeah, kind of cool. Not super expensive, 25 cents. First, expensive card as we get to the 95 card is Necropotence. I say expensive. This is a $38 card nowadays. And look, this treatment of it is very sweet.
Yeah, this is the treatment from Party Hard, Shred Harder is what this kind of reminds me of. Lots of fun throwbacks here. This was one of the first big departures from like what these MTG cards, like one of the biggest departures in traditional MTG art. Really cool. It looks like a movie poster.
Yeah, it does. One of my personal Jake favorite secret layers that ever came out was from Wizard of Barge, and we've got a Limdul's Vault by the Barge Wizard over there.
$6 here on this card. This is a card that's very important. Lots of velocity.
Yeah, pretty sweet choice. Tradewind Rider. This is a card that I wasn't super familiar with. There's over 25,000 cards of MTG, and occasionally, apparently there's a big one that you miss. And that was me with this one. It's like a $5 card, though.
Yeah, it's a pesky card. You can get stuff out of the way. You can abuse ETBs with it. Nice card here. Yep.
Yeah.
And then this Stacks card, it's pretty much where Stacks gets its name. It's Smokestack.
Right.
And this is a reprint here, $15 card. The art on it is, I don't know, something to...
It's crazy.
I don't get it, but it's pretty sweet. Yeah, this is a good inclusion. It's a card that's needed a reprint for a while.
It's not exactly on, but it kind of reminds me of like Salvador Dali a little bit. The treatment of it here.
Surreal.
Yeah. Kind of an interesting choice. We got Squee Goblin Nabob. Returning it from your graveyard to your hand. This isn't the one you cast from exile. Under $1 there. Cool treatment, Not a ton of value.
Then next we have Lynn Civvy, Defiant Hero. Neat treatment as well here. Very cartoon looking.
Yeah, I remember when I started MTG, there were a lot of boxes of Mercadian masks just sort of around at like flea markets and stuff. And I ended up with a bunch of Rebel cards like Lynn Civvy. So this is definitely a nostalgia card for me, but yeah, as far as the value goes, not there. Jake, talking about nostalgia cards, this is one of the first cards that I ever took to a tournament as a young little Joel. Wild Mongrel, Basking Rootwalla. This was my deck back in the day, my very first Gruul competitive deck. However, this is an uncommon.
25 cents.
Not a huge value there, but absolutely hitting me in the nostalgia strings.
And keep in mind, when we give out a price on these cards, take it with a grain of salt. A regular Wild Mongrel is 25 cents. The one from this secret layer, it may be $1, it may be $2. Hell, it might even be $5 on the secondary market.
Right.
This is going to be specific treatments of cards. When we're talking about a price, we're talking about the lowest TCG price. If you were like, I don't care about that art, let me go buy it elsewhere. Yeah, Genesis big
this
card.
This is a cool one.
Yeah, this is a good card. Kind of reminds me of the OG Genesis art, to be completely honest.
Yeah, for real. It's in that same cycle, if you're familiar, of like Anger, Wonder, Brawn, those cards. Genesis
Valor
was in there. Very cool one there. And here's Chrome Mox. This is the biggest value, $80. They showed this one out of the gate. They were like, oh, you're gonna want to buy this set.
Yeah, and this is the one to show because this is the first time that we're getting a super relevant mana rock. It's not like we haven't seen mana rocks like Arcane Signet and all of the talismans and stuff. But this is a very expensive one. What we know about Mox is when there's zero cost and there's imprint on there. I remember thinking this card sucks, but this card is just absolutely gas. If you just need a little bit extra mana, you don't care about the hand disadvantage, and you're just trying to get a mana rock on the battlefield super early to ramp out. I mean, this is one of the low-cost mana rocks, zero-cost mana rocks that you do love in Commander. It's
relevant.
legal.
It's Dan Frazier, matches the signets. If you were a purchaser of the enemy or allied signet sets or both, like me, this is a card that I definitely want. So I'm already like, okay, well, $150. You got $80 on the Chrome Mox. You got me halfway there. Y'all are kicking ass. Then you see a card like Glimpse of Nature, a $27.
$27, $28. Yeah.
Sorcery, whenever you cast a creature spell this turn, draw a card. Yeah, relevant. Sounds like a legacy card to me. Don't play legacy. Let me know in the comments where Glimpse of Nature is played. But This is a very cool one.
I mean, just like a blowout turn in EDH. If you know that you're going to be playing some creatures, just play Glimpse of Nature before, you know, a turn of playing like 2 or 3 things. Fill your hand back up as you play stuff. I mean, it's a good card.
That's the 3rd most expensive card in the set. So most expensive 3 cards, Chrome Mox at 80, Necropotence at about 38, and then Glimpse of Nature at 27 or 28. So that's
not all. That's not all.
That's not all at all. I'm just saying those are the top 3, and we're still in the high 20s as far as value goes. We're not in any high level with value with Lightning Helix. Deals 3 damage, you gain 3 life.
Reprinted so much, but it is an iconic card, so it does make sense, you know. It's Lightning Helix.
Absolutely. Boggart and Hellkite, big heavy hitter in Commander.
Big crappy dragon.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
just so
sometimes
high cost,
sometimes you got to play a big crappy dragon, deal 5 damage, divide it how you want. You end up with a 5/5 flyer. You know, that is Commander at its finest right there. Jake, do you think that? Oh yeah, it's nothing as far as value goes. But I need to ask you: do you think they're ever going to stop trying to sell us Ponder in Secret Layers?
This card is super trippy, and Ponder is one of these cards that's super iconic. It still has playability to this day. I love the kind of throwback to, you know, where Ponder first, you know, existed, you know, with the mermaid on there and all of that. It's just, it really is beautiful. It's super psychedelic, super trippy here. Love the art on this. But yeah, I mean, Ponder, another card, you know, couple dollars on Ponder, if I had to remember correctly. Yeah, $250. Yeah, this is a good card, good relevant elves card here. $6.75 on the Heritage Druid. There's also a link if you want to check all these prices. It's in the description of the video. The prices that we're talking about. Shout out MTG Goldfish for always having a concise list ready to go. Bloodbraid Elf. I love the art on this. I know that Bloodbraid Elf has fallen from favor, and the price of the card is super cheap, but I do love how poppin' this art is, man. This looks just absolutely beautiful to me.
I like the simplicity of the text box here as well. Haste, Cascade, and that's all the words they use. I wish they had kind of... Yeah, I mean, it's nothing anymore because it's been reprinted and it's, like you said, fallen out of favor, but I kind of wish they had brought the text box down on this one. You got 2 words in the text box. Show us more of that art. That art looks sick. Why is this full text box? That's my only note on it. I love that card. Sun Titan. Love this treatment.
Baby. I love this treatment
too. Super iconic. Super cool version of it. Up till this point, I've really liked the, you know, Sun Titan that's fully armored, looking like a battle paladin, facing forward. Now we got this cool sort of stained glass treatment of it. Sun Titan's less than $1. It's been printed a ton of times, but very cool, very relevant Commander card.
That is the EDH Titan, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Of all the Titans, that's the EDH Titan. They picked the right Titan. Sun Titan was the right one. Birthing Pod. Another card. Can't say enough about this card. This card is, oh man, this card is like cooking with gas. Once you go online with Birthing Pod, you are gonna go crazy if you've built the deck correctly.
Yeah.
Love the art on it too. It just, it really pops in such a beautiful way. This is one of the cards that I'm most excited about.
The Prime Slime, it sort of matches the Prime Slime look. And so for me, I just absolutely want this. Mimeoplasm was in Prime Slime, so you can make a Commander deck. I'm starting to just get pieces of this art, this kind of art for that deck. So I'm definitely excited about Birthing Pod. And oh baby, what do you want to talk about with the very first Planeswalker ever printed?
Yeah, the mini Planeswalker here, Deathrite Shaman. Oh baby, yeah, this is a card that's really good. I mean, that's all we really need to say about Deathrite Shaman. This card is great.
This is the sickest treatment of Deathrite I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Mark Riddick destroyed with this. It's an $8 card, and so you just keep having these heavy hitters. You've seen when we've talked about the less valuable ones. Elspeth Sun's Champion, this is a $10 Planeswalker, and as far as unique treatments go, you're not going to have a more unique treatment than this like old border retro print theme of a Planeswalker.
And they did this with Teferi Time Raveler, and a couple other Planeswalkers got this treatment. So this, again, throwback to something that they did earlier this year where they made Planeswalkers look kind of like, oh, if they didn't have that template ready to go, what would it look like in a regular, you know, card? So yeah, pretty cool here. And we can shout out the art too on this. It is very out there.
Well, do you see whose name here is at the bottom of the card?
Okay,
That's Rebecca Guayart right there. And
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of, the sexuality of Elspeth here, I mean, in the heels with the pose she's doing, this is a very, very nice treatment of this card. I think it's a sexy card overall.
Yeah.
And we'll move on from that before I get too overheated. Siege Rhino. Siege Rhino.
This card is a meme. Blast from the past. This card took over standard when it was in standard, man. I still have Siege Rhino nightmares.
I want to go
crazy.
to a plane where this is the art style for every single card. They're just like, this is the mushrooms plane. This is the plane you go to when you get absolutely yoked, baby. You're going to love it.
Yeah. Yeah, this card is pretty crazy. I love the different colors. I love that it's yellows, blues, pinks, and blacks. That's what it is. It just pops in a really cool way. These are my favorite kind of secret lair treatments, honestly. The ones that are really far away from what you'd typically expect from a Magic the Gathering card.
100%. Dragon Lord Ojutai, you got a 50-cent card here, but still good in Commander, still relevant. This
card was like 40 in standard. When it was at its peak, this card was so expensive.
Rotation is very helpful
Dragon Lord
sometimes.
Ojutai, the card's good.
Good. And this is like, of the Ojutai printings I've seen, this is like the premier one now in my mind. It's got this, Japanese aesthetic, this sort of old Kamigawa look to it. I think it's very cool. Excellent treatment there.
It feels Jeskai despite no red.
Right, yeah.
The wings.
Thalia.
$5
Thalia. Card still? This card is like reprinted every day, it seems. And it's still holding a $5 price point.
Yeah. I like the subtle art on this too. You have the wild hair there.
Looks like comic book art to me.
It does.
I can see this is the cover of a graphic novel, I really do. I think they made a cool choice there. We got the chibi head, Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh. Excellent that they chose the God Pharaoh version. I think, this is the most fun, brutal, slam this and just go to town.
Yes.
So good. Casting cards without paying their mana cost. I just think this card is so cool. And that treatment, that little chibi head version of it, actually works for me on this.
Before too. They did this with a couple planeswalkers, Ashiok and a Johnny as well. So
they've done a good job of throwbacks. Yeah, exactly. Love that. Yep. Arclight Phoenix. This is still a deck. People are going to be looking for 4 of these. We're talking about. I can sit here and tell you Arclight Phoenix is $8 to pick up, but I promise you, this one is going to be more expensive than that. $15, $20, maybe.
Possibly.
I don't know. Not really relevant in Commander, and so if you're a Commander player buying this set, this would be one I would be like, hey, unless you're trying to build your Arclight Phoenix deck and go get 3 more of these, this is a good one to sell to recoup costs. I just love that they have a very relevant, still tournament played card in this set. I think that's an excellent inclusion. Emery, the Lurker of the Loch. And if this doesn't look like, sort of mythological nightmare art like you'd see in an anthology of King Arthur stories or something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is. It just looks so cool.
Yeah, this one is cool. This is another card that's a powerhouse in Commander. This was a card that flew out the gate. Everyone was like, we need to have 4 copies of this card. This is the new format warping card. And then it quickly fell from that level of play. And now it's more of a niche card, but people do still play this card in Commander. So, really strong card here.
I've seen it as Commander. I've seen it a lot in the 99. Shark Typhoon. This one's the craziest looking one. This is that movie poster style that we've seen before.
So great.
But as far as the treatments, this is one of my favorite. I love that we've got the VHS tape here with Be Kind Rewind sticker just showing, and VHS format here. I think this is a cool one.
Yeah, this one is great, dude. This is awesome. I don't know if we've ever had anything this close on a secret lair before. This is pretty nuts. And yeah, it's really cool. It has this old movie poster kind of treatment about it. And one thing about this card is an absolute house of an enchantment.
Oh, dude.
If you are just, you don't have one in the collection,
you'll have it now, and you'll have a cool version of it. $12 for this card right now. So this version is going to hold a specific premium, and you know, that $12 makes it one of the top 5, top 6 cards in the set as far as value goes. So love seeing that. Elite Spellbinder, crazy treatment of a pretty good card. Look at an opponent's hand, exile a non-land from it. They can still cast it, so it's not super feels bad, but it does cost 2 more. And human, cleric, relevant creature types, you know?
Yeah, this feels like old sci-fi art here. It's neat. Feels like kind of like
old
maybe
comic
one of those
book.
little
Old
comic
Avengers book.
or
Yeah.
It looks cool, but not a lot of value here. 75 cents.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings us to the 2022 card, which is Nashi, Moonsage's Scion. Again, this looks like graphic novel art to me. This is definitely the version I would want if I wanted a Rat Ninja for my Commander collection. And that wraps us all the way back around to Shivan Dragon. Any card you open has a 30% chance of being foil. So you can't definitely choose, which, you know, I know Jake, he's going to say that's actually a negative because he'd rather have all of these non-foil. But that is going to mean that, you know,
but each of them comes individually wrapped, right?
Individually wrapped, I'm pretty sure, in a little booster wrapping with the year on it. And I mean, Jake, if you pull the foil Chrome Mox, the foil Necropotence, the foil Glimpse of Nature, you're in the money. That's you're going to be absolutely balling with that one.
Well, they did kind of make this a booster pack in that way, because if you don't know, and I should say this before I forget, I was counting it out. There's 10 mythics. 10 of these cards on this list are mythic. Now, one of them was upshifted to mythic long ago, and that was Chrome Mox. That was originally a rare. But yeah, I think as far as upshifts go, there's 10 mythics here, 20 rares. That is pretty crazy that you can't opt out of the foil.
Well, look,
but what
honestly,
is interesting is it will have a premium. That's the thing about it, especially if you can't plan. So I guess the question then becomes, how many foils per layer? Is it going to be 5? Is it going to be 10?
Well, if they say 30%, there's 30 cards.
Oh, so about 10 of them end up being foil. Okay.
Yeah.
9 or 10.
Looking at the Magic Anniversary Edition, $1,000. If they said this is $1,000, you're going to get all of the Power 9. You're going to get one each of the dual lands, and there's going to be a 3% chance that they're foil. I would much rather have them have gone that route of, I know that I'm buying a fake Black Lotus for $1,000, but you know, foil out a percentage of them. Still make it a booster fun product, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, 30th anniversary countdown kit, $150. You got well over $250 worth of value, especially when you start looking at the possibility of some of the top cards being foil.
Full transparency, one and done. I'm going to buy one, and if I get lucky and find some cool stuff, that's great. I hope that I'm able to get one. I hope this is the kind of thing where they anticipate a massive amount of interest. I don't want this to turn into a mythic edition. That's the scary thing for me, is when they say, you know, limited quantity. That's the thing. When they say limited quantities available, that's the kind of thing that worries me as somebody who jumped through the hoops back when they had all of their sales on Hasbro's website. It was always a nightmare. The traffic was insane. Even when they moved it to eBay, it was a nightmare. So I'm hoping that this goes swimmingly. I'm hoping that the people who are able to get this can get it, and I hope when they say limited quantities, it means there's just going to be a massive amount of it, and pretty much everybody who wants it can get it.
Our other secret layer is Extra Life 2022. You got your regular.
That's not all. There's more.
There is more. We have more review.
Gosh.
Regular edition $40, foil edition $50. You're getting 6 cards. Well, it's 3 cards, but you're getting 2 different copies of all of them. You've got Sliver Legion. Sliver Legion drawn by a child and by an artist. Sliver Legion's about $21. You got Laughless, drawn by a child and by a professional artist, about $7 worth of value there. And then Birds of Paradise, again, a copy drawn by a child and a copy drawn by a professional artist based on that artwork, and that's about $12. So you got about $40 worth of value on Extra Life 2022. Jake, I think for me, this is one that I really want to get, but I think it's going to be a pass for me because I'm not that interested in Sliver Legion. If there were 3 playable commanders that I hadn't played before that weren't Sliver Legion, which is just slivers, and we've been banging that drum for way too long now.
Sure.
We got Lathless, which is a 99 dragon, and you got Bird of Paradise, which is a wildly playable EDH and CEDH card.
Sure.
You know, it's just not exactly for me. What do you think of this one?
What I like about this one is clearly the child's art came first, and they drew it from whatever the kid came up with.
That's how they did them last time too. I love that.
I love it too, because you have this thing that has like really nice art that clearly is ridiculous, like this right here. This thing looks absolutely ridiculous, but in the best way. It's like really
but it's
well
because
done
it's based
art.
on this.
It comes from that. So yeah, that aspect of this is really cool. This for me, sadly, it probably ends up being a pass, and this is why. There's just so many secret layers right now, and they're all piled up, or like one on top of each other. And I want the 30th anniversary one that we just talked about. And so for me, it comes down to budget. Are these good cards? Yeah, they're fine cards. They're great cards. Do they look cool? Yes, I think that they do. You're getting all 6 of these. So if you're watching this and you're like, wait, am I just getting the ones with good art? No, you're getting the ones with bad art as well. Or I shouldn't say bad, but you're getting the ones with...
Everybody write letters to those children. They suck. This is terrible, bad art. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, you're getting 6 cards here. You're getting some. You could do the foil. You could do the non-foil like we talked about. This, for me, if I did get it, I would go with the regular and just get the non-foil version.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting 2 Birds of Paradise here. That's pretty sweet in a product. If you don't have Birds of Paradise, you're getting 2 Birds of Paradise. You're getting the 2 Sliver Legion. That's a must-have sliver card.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's an interesting product, but it just has to be a pass, and that, for me, comes down to budget. Well, let us know in the comments what you're doing. Are you getting any of this? Are you excited for the 30th anniversary edition? What do you think about the fact that all these crazy proxies are going to be coming out? What a time to be a Magic collector.
We're live every Wednesday night about 9 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 Eastern, so hit that subscribe button and come hang out with us. Other than that, we're tapped out. Catch you later.
Goodbye.